Hi friends, so today's video is going to be about how to gain lean muscle mass. There's actually so much under this topic, like there's such a wide breadth of research and things, people's experiences, what people have done. So obviously I can't cover all that in this video, but what I wanted to do is sort of lay the foundations of the basics. This video is beginner friendly, so I will be explaining every technical term that I'm using. So your body is very adaptive. How you build muscle is that if you stress your muscle fibers, they tear and then your body rebuilds them, and as your body rebuilds them, they increase in mass. Therefore, it's extremely important to make sure that you are always challenging your body with weight so that it can adapt to the new stresses that are put on it. And when it adapts to these new stresses, then again, the fibers tear. The principle of these fibers tearing and then repairing and you continuing having to increase your weight is called progressive overload. So what you want to make sure is that when you are training, you are always training to your body's limit. For example, increase the number of repetitions you are doing per set of an exercise. Alternatively, give slight increments to the weights that you are using. This principle is quite flexible, so as long as you make sure that you continue to stress those muscles, they will grow. There is a caveat to this, and it is nutrition. Nutrition is absolutely crucial for the way that your muscles are going to develop. All macronutrients are essential for muscle development. So for example, proteins, which are probably what everyone talks about the most when it comes to sort of gaining muscle, and everyone's having their protein shakes in the gym. But basically the reason why protein is so important is that process of repairing those muscles, it's the amino acids and other substances like this in proteins that help that process of recovery and building those muscles. It is also important the quality of protein that you are having in your diet. Lean proteins, egg whites, lean turkey, all these things are great because they contain a good amount of the essential amino acids and other substances that are necessary for your muscle development. They also have quite high utilization rates, which means that they're going to be used efficiently by your body to go towards building your muscle mass. Now, I've heard about people completely cutting carbs and things like that when they're trying to build muscle, but that's completely incorrect and wrong. You should never ever cut carbs or cut any food group when you're trying to build muscle. Carbs are really important for your performance in the gym. Some people do something called carb loading, which is that on the day that they're training, they'll eat actually a greater percentage of carbs so they can push their bodies more. And what pushing your body more means is that your muscle fibers are tearing more, and therefore you're going to build muscle mass quicker. Like proteins, it's also really important the quality of carbs that you are eating, because if you are having nutritious, high fiber carbs, then it's going to be better utilized by your body to push you during your workout so that you can achieve the progressive overload that you are after for hypertrophy. Additionally, fats are also important for your body's general function, for your cells, for your vision. So eating healthy fats is also really important part of a balanced diet. Even though this video is titled how to build lean muscle mass, the term is actually quite a misnomer. Your body has lean body mass, and what your lean body mass is literally all the mass in your body subtracting the fat. However, we've just started using the term quite colloquially, colloquially, quickly. Generally, what this means is trying to build muscle with minimal fat so that you do see those ripped abs or whatever it is that you're after. The general most widely used method to build muscle is called bulking. And so what it means to bulk is that you put your body in a calorie surplus. So what that means is that the energy you are consuming is less than the energy that your body is using. What this allows for is muscle repair, muscle growth, and muscle development. The majority of these excess calories should generally come from proteins because, as we've mentioned earlier, proteins are the essential part of helping your muscles repair after you've put them under tension. With bulking, in order to gain the least fat as possible, you need to make sure that you have not increased your calories too much. Increasing your calories a lot is called dirty bulking, and with dirty bulking you do get a lot of fat gain as well, even though your muscle development is more. Some people prefer to dirty bulk and then go on a cut where they lose the fat and then what is left is the muscle. But if you're trying to lean bulk and never really get to that stage where you gained like an excess amount of body fat, then you want to make sure that your calorie surplus is not excessive. What I use to get a gauge of what I should be eating, and again this is just an approximation because everybody's body is different, your energy expenditure is different, all the different aspects of what affects your energy in and energy out is different depending on your body, your genetics, your muscle mass. Like there's a lot of factors that come into play, and I will do a video next year really just going into the energy balance equation in detail because I think it's quite an important part of understanding your body and whether you want to lose fat or gain fat or build muscle. That equation is the center of it all. When I started this journey, what I used to get an idea of what my macros should be and my calorie intake should be for lean bulking was I went to iifym.com and I put in my details or things about me, and as I said in this, everything's an estimation as well, but it gives you a good idea of where you should be at, and then you can actually see for yourself, is this working for me, is this not working for me, and with the information you have you can amend. Now something that I really do want to talk about in this video because I think it's really interesting, and I think it's what a lot of people are wanting to do, and when I started my journey it was something that I wondered about as well, and this is, can I build muscle and lose fat at the same time? Okay, even though to lose fat you need to be in a calorie deficit, as I talked about in my last video when I was debunking some fat loss myths. To gain muscle, you do not necessarily need to follow traditional bulking and be in a calorie surplus. There are different factors that affect how easy it would be for you to build muscle in a calorie deficit. These are whether you are new to lifting. So when I did some research, new to lifting kind of means that you've been doing it for less than 2 years. So the nearer your body is to lifting, the easier it's going to be to gain muscle mass and lose fat. Another thing is the amount of body fat that you hold. The higher the body fat you hold, the more your body can utilize this fat to fuel muscle growth. It's important to note that fat does not turn into muscle, but what happens is that the fat is used to fuel your body, and so you can actually still build muscle even though you might be in a calorie deficit. It's also important to make sure that this deficit you are in is not too much, because if the calorie deficit you are in is too much, what is going to happen is that you will end up losing muscle mass as well. So being a slight calorie deficit will allow you to lose fat and build muscle. This method also sometimes works for people who've been strength training for over 2 years. But as I've said, basically the more trained you are, the harder it's going to be to gain muscle mass without bulking or increasing your calories. And in addition to that, the amount of body fat you have as well is a determinant of that. So I have decided that from when I get back to Scotland, which will be the second week in January, I'm going to start a cut, because I generally have worked quite hard over the last year to build muscle mass. However, I want to focus more on cutting fat, but still developing muscle and building muscle, because I have only been lifting for about a year now, so my body can still sort of get the newbie gains. I will be doing a video when I get back to Scotland of my progress so far, so my progress in the last year, and also my physique currently at that point in time. I'll be doing things like telling you what I'm eating, telling you what I'm doing in the gym, and also just keeping you up to date and giving you sort of physique reports, because I want you guys to know that the things that I'm saying works, and the best person to show it on is myself. So I'm actually really excited for that. And if there's any specific things you want me to focus on, then do let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and also I hope this video has been extremely useful. Please give it a like if you appreciate it, because I really appreciate likes. I'm just starting off this channel, so every like I get means so much to me. Every subscription I get means so much to me, and I really appreciate the time you spent if you got this far watching my video.